and Rip Special Edition, episode 89, Mother's Day Special Edition from the depths of my car. I'm waiting for Ron to join. Let me see if he can figure it out. What's going on, everyone? I'm supposed to. Let's see. First time we're doing it like this because I don't have my usual setup available. I know you're in the chat, Ron, but you were supposed to get a link to join. It did say waiting for a guest to join. So let's see how we do this. Can you check on the link I texted you again and click on it? Maybe.
Well, apparently it'll join on my phone here. Let's see. This is horrible. Well, apparently it'll join on my phone here. Let's see. Let me try it, doing this a different way. Well, apparently it'll join on my phone here. Let's see. Let me try.
I'm back. Are you back? Did we just start again? I'm not sure if it's taking the same link or not. Ron, are you here? I think you may have to ask for permission again or something. Here we go. Let me take this stupid thing off.
Let's see. I'm back here now.
There we go.
It's only on mobile devices.
Yep, perfect. I'm
So
hoping that it didn't do another link. Do you have your YouTube open right now, our channel open to see if it's actually live streaming on the channel?
when I was on the channel before, I saw both of us there.
No, but I'm saying now because I did click on that link that you sent me. I don't know if it took me to
Oh,
another.
that was just the same link again.
Oh, okay. So
Let's
we
see.
should be good.
I'll open up.
No, we should be good. We should be good. Um, I don't know if you had heard me, what a few remarks I was making while you were trying to connect, but nothing. Just letting folks know that we're back. We wanted to do this live special edition because we've been off air for almost 3 weeks now, and we didn't want to let another day pass. Life has gotten in the way
Yep.
of us streaming every week, but
Well, the last
I'm
2 weeks
back in.
I've been kind of tied up with mom, so it's a
No,
Mother's Day episode, so we can yell that
in
mom's
many,
better.
it's a Mother's Day special edition in many ways.
Yep.
Man, it's hot today in California. Even Northern California is hot. Um,
Yesterday it hit 100 here, so
yeah, well, yeah, it's hot today. I mean, I'm in Northern California and I'm feeling it. I'm outside right now because my usual setup is not available at the moment. I just got back from our. One second. Let me make sure this doesn't connect. Can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Okay.
You're good.
I'm hoping it does.
Now you just cut out. Now I can't hear you at all.
Yeah.
There, now I can. It's jumping between his Bluetooth on his car, I believe.
Am I? All right.
Now you're good.
There we go. You hear
You're
me?
good.
Yeah. No, it automatically connects
Bluetooth in the car.
to my car in a car, and so that has that's really funny because sometimes I'm having a work call at home, and my wife arrives using my car or something, and it's like, yep, never mind. Hold on a second. My wife's using. We just lost attorney-client privilege. Anyways, yeah, no, we wanted to hop back in because it's been 2 weeks, two tough weeks for us with life stuff, but the hobby the hobby never rests. So
Well,
if you're watching this live, please, first of all, a few plugs. If you're watching this live for the first time or watching it recorded manner, please like, comment. We respond to all the comments. Uh, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, and click the notification bell so you are notified every time we go live or do a recorded content episode break, whatever. Um, yeah, so we're here. Do we want to talk? I have a few things. I didn't make a list, but I'm pretty. I think I can manage a list in my head of things I want to go over. We can talk MLB real
okay.
quick if you want. Man,
MLB is crazy right now. Two managers fired in the last 2 days. So Bud Black was just let go by the Rockies after the game,
man,
which was not unexpected. They were bad, and the Pirates have let their managers go. In both cases, it's not the management; it's the ownership. But that's my opinion.
no, and
Spend some
yeah,
money.
yeah, and it's a very, very valid opinion. I think most people with a set of brain cells can agree with you. Those franchises, and by franchises I mean ownership groups, they have to they have to do better. Listen, MLB, and I'm the first one to defend MLB ownership
Ownership.
as a business because it is a business. It's just us fans who just think that this is not a business when it is. Eh, However, I've always felt that even if it's a business, because it is a business that only exists by the virtue of Congress and a congressional antitrust exemption, I think that little fraternity of MLB owners owes their franchise and their fan base, a lot. It owes them fielding a decent product especially if you are a franchise that benefits from rev share
Yep.
and get money from other clubs. I do think that I don't think it will ever come to pass, but I do think that the next CBA, the next collective bargaining agreement, which happens in not too far. I think it's 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Actually, end of 2026. I think it runs through. By the way, we will. Uh, quick prediction: we will have a work stoppage. I guarantee you. Just the way that that business is run and how those agreements, that arbitration comes about, we will have a work stoppage. My point is, I do think that in the CBA, although I don't think there will be consensus or agreement on this, but I do think that the definition of what they need, what franchises that receive rev share have to invest or put money to qualify. I think that definition, which right now, or that condition or that requirement, whatever it is on the CBA, I think it's very very vague, and I think it's something to the effect that it has to improve the ball club, or it has to be to the benefit of the ball. Like I don't. It's very 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 vague. They can say that they spent X amount on like technology and an analytics team and a lot of things that improve the ball club, but until they put their a number uh, for payroll, for major league on the field payroll minimum, right, or something like that, or a guideline, something, right? There has to be some type of floor where
Yep.
like you can't just have a payroll of $8 million on the field, right?
Yeah.
And so until that happens, and I don't know that there's consent, there's enough leverage for that to
No.
pass. But until that is attacked, these owners are just gonna pocket the money and uh, and not
Yeah.
invest on
There,
the
there's
on field
not
product.
there's not an incentive for them to do it if
There's
they're
none.
unless they're really looking for a competitive team. One of the examples I always like to look at is the English Premier League and how every year they go back and they do relegation where they take teams and
Sure.
push them down. But we don't have that kind of structure. We don't have that kind of structure with our minor league teams. It's not there. But that would be an interesting concept if we had some of that within Major League Baseball. Hey, you're not putting up the money, you get to be a minor league team again. You're now a triple A. Sorry, but
Yeah,
that's not happening.
it's terrible. It is definitely on the ownership group. Um, the Rockies, man, I jokingly call them the MLB's Mucinex. A visit to Coors Field will get you right. In 2 days, it's embarrassing. And the Pirates, they thought. Remember, we talked about
Yep,
Pirates, and I think you're probably most disappointed about the Pirates because you had them high in your preseason rankings, or semi high, I
I
guess,
had
or
them semi
relatively
high.
high. I did not, and so, but I mean, it's just not there. The on-field product after Jack Jones, who's I think injured, right now,
Yep,
or
yep,
and then Steams, and that's you don't really have much, honestly. So I think, I mean, I listen. I've always said I think they're a few years away, but that only happens if you are, doing, if you're having, if you do building blocks, right? Like you have
yep.
to improve the on-field product every year, and I just don't see them doing that. Other than that, we're having the Padres with like having like field like football scores this week. Other
That,
teams with football
well,
scores.
that was
Uh,
that was
I
an
mean,
embarrassment yesterday. Just
yeah, I
everybody
mean
was
they
on.
were playing against Rockies, but
Yeah,
at Colorado, which I mean you're
yeah. And
asking
but
for
then
it.
today they turned around and lost by a lopsided score. So
Yeah,
you never know what's
yeah,
going to
yeah.
happen up there.
But
I've
the league is
seen
starting to
weirdest
take
things up
shape.
there. Yep,
The league is starting to take shape. The good teams are like good coffee or like good cream. They're going to racing to the top. Um, we just beat the Cubs. The Mets just beat the Cubs 2 out of 3, so I'm happy about that. Uh, Juan Soto is hitting the ball hard. Um, he's not, you know, he's not playing up to the contract, but we knew this would happen. I always knew.
It's always an
Um,
adjustment
the fir-
anytime you change teams.
it's
We all
always
know that.
yeah, it's always the adjustment. It happened with Beltron. It happened with Lindor. A lot of those high profile free agents. That first year, it's a little bit of an adjustment and a struggle. So, but I think he'll get it. I mean, listen, it's not like you know, his OBP is still like 840, 860 or something. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still way above average. Um, and so I'm not concerned about that. The Mets are playing well. The pitching staff, oh my God, the starting pitching has been a big surprise. Um, I know they leverage and they highlight that pitching lab or whatever, and the folks behind that. You really can't argue against it. They have a bunch of like six starters uh, pitching like they're number twos. So I'm really happy about that. Uh, what else? The Prospect Chase Bucks community has an event next week.
Next, wow.
Uh,
1 week from
the
today,
20th.
I'll be in my car driving north.
Yes, sir. We what is it? A week from now? A little more than a week from now?
It's a week from this coming Tuesday. So Monday I'll be driving up to Sacramento, and then Tuesday I'll meet you guys over in San Francisco. Um, and
Uh,
just
yep.
happens to be, let's see, there are no tops releases on either of those days, so we're clear. We don't have to
We're
worry about
clear.
trying to log in and get any tops baseball.
I know, right?
Uh, uh,
But yeah, no, the baseball's fun. Nothing really surprising. I think the Angels obviously have fallen back. Seattle, I would say if I had to do we're at a quarter of a season, right? Or almost at a quarter.
Almost.
Um, if I had to do a quarter reaction, whatever, comment slash whatever, I'd say Seattle is probably the team that has surprised me the most. Uh, People are attributing it to finally having a decent batting coach that has fixed some of the approaches from the folks that they have because they've made no changes. They
No,
still have Kyle Raleigh, they have
they didn't
Julio.
make any real changes at all.
Yeah, the only real change is Polanco, which was a budding star. I'm sorry, almost close to a star in Minnesota, but he has uh he has definitely taken a step up. I'm still battling a cold. I think what I caught at that Oracle Park game must have been COVID
No,
because it's taken a long time. And by the way, I got everyone sick at home except the wife. Um, but
that's
uh,
nice of you.
but yeah, exactly. So yeah, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be fun. And so baseball hobby wise,
By the way,
man,
we are almost exactly 1/4 of the way through the season right
yeah,
now. A lot of
that's what I
2020,
figured.
so we're at 40 and 41 games for most teams played.
That's what
So
I figured.
yeah,
If
I
you're
knew we
here,
were sneaking up.
by the way, if you're here, please say hello so we can shout you out. This is a weird time for some folks, maybe having dinner on a Sunday night. West Coast is 4 p.m. ish. So baseball hobby wise, all right. Let's see.
Well,
By now,
let
yeah,
me
go
hit a
ahead.
couple things while you're coughing and clearing yourself. So, what couple of things we had coming up was uh, Bowman had come out. So Bowman was a big thing that came out. It actually looks fairly decent this year. It surprised a lot of folks on what it's looking like. Um, it came out officially April 30th, so people are out buying that up. The mega boxes came out on the 7th. Uh, I've been seeing a lot of guys with blaster boxes just getting hit after hit after hit. So not sure exactly what's going on there, but there's been a lot of good press on the Bowman product. The unfortunately the tops flagship product is just overloaded with junk this year. I've been trying to put together a Padres team card parallel. I am now at 49 of the 62 possible cards, It's just an insane amount. I've got number 50 in the mail on the way to me, but when I get that, I'll post it. But it's just an insane amount of cards that they put as parallels in these sets, trying to get more parallels in more people's hands. Oh, hey, I got a parallel. I got a hit. It's diluted. Last year there were 38. Just to kind of give you a comparison of how many parallels were in the one set. And this set includes 9 one of one cards. 9 separate one of ones, counting 4 printing plates, but each one of those is a one on one, and then there's 5 other one of one cards in there. So it's going to be pretty hard for somebody to ever put together a full set of that. But the Bowman's out now. It's actually looking pretty good. People are really liking what they're seeing with it. Um, you know, I haven't cracked any. I got a couple of jumbos here that arrived. Put them back on my shelf the other day. I just got home from being away, and they arrived while I was gone. So that was nice, hobby wise, to get a hold of those. But in the meantime, our friends are being held down by the Pokemon monster during this type of hobby. Baseball has been so bad. Pokemon has actually been flying off the shelves everywhere and anywhere. It's insane to me. But there you go. It's always there's always something trending out there. We'll see what's happening with it. Um, Not much out other than the Bowman right now. You've got Panini came out with stuff, but I don't know of anybody who's out searching for Panini. So
So
we'll just kind of
before
wait to
be,
see.
before you talk about anything else, I do want to jump in and make a comment because man, you packed in there like 3 or 4 different things that I want to unpack. Uh, so I'm trying to give some context to what Ron is explaining. At the beginning of the year, end of last year, really, but especially at the beginning of the year, we told folks, we advised folks that count on us to give them, um, baseball, new release info, expectations, price, worth it, not worth it, loaded, not loaded. We told people early on that 2025 products were gonna suck. Let's just really be clear, to be frank. That 2025 rookie class, as currently constituted, granted, there may be some guys that come up always and are featured in S2 or an update, but by and large, we were expecting a crappy rookie class that was mostly just Dylan Cruz and James Wood.
Yep.
And so with that with that context, we had always said, you know what, as far as Series One flagship product, I mean, maybe get a blaster or two, see if you get lucky, what have you, but don't put too much money in it because it's pretty terrible. Same with Series Two, most likely, and most likely update unless anything changes. Obviously,
And
they also printed
Heritage.
and Heritage,
Yeah.
absolutely. All those classes, anything that's 25 class, Topps Chrome, Black, all that stuff. Like, stay away from it because honestly, what they're doing is that they're overloading the product with autos, mostly vet autos, really, that are not, that really desirable, other than a Mookie Betts or a Barry Bonds or something like that. The rest, it's all right, but there's nothing really rookie auto wise to look forward to, and they're putting those in there so that you can buy, and have a false expectation of landing
Yep.
a Mookie Betts auto, for example. Give me 1 second. Don't
Well,
go
and
anywhere.
speaking of those autos, while he's doing that, one of the things that I always encourage people, secondary market for autos. I tend to buy a lot
I'm
of
back.
one of my
I'm back.
PCs. Yeah, I was just
I'm back.
mentioning that there's the better way to buy autos is
Yeah,
off the secondary
absolutely,
market. You can get your
absolutely.
PC guys there and such.
Same.
Today I paid $17 for one of the Steve Garvey autos like you guys had pulled the other day in a Heritage.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. If you want a Mookie Betts auto from flagship, just go buy it.
yep.
So with that said, we were advising everyone, yeah, not to not to buy any of those flagship products. However, so two things happened that I think merit discussion. Let's talk about Bowman first. So in this sea of crap, I will say 2025 Bowman. Granted, Top's product line is one thing. Bowman is another thing completely. They don't have anything to do with each other than that in Bowman Chrome you get for a few rookie chromes of the same people, same class in 2025. But outside of that, um, and a few modifications they have done to 25 Bowman. Outside of that, it's really a different product. So 2025 Bowman, the issue we all had ab initio at first with the product was that it was priced ridiculously high in comparison to other other years, or in comparison, or especially when you compare it to some of the changes they made to the product. I think they have less cards now, all of that. Uh, but but when you compare it to a Bowman Draft or to the other stuff that's out there as inflated and more
Yep.
terrible, then it's really, when you think about it, it's not that high. It's high, but that's where we are right now. And if you're gonna put money into something, you might as well put it into something like this. If and when, remember, if and when you do the research, let it play out, find out what the checklist is, who's in it, is it mostly pitchers, does he have a lot of position players, who's on it, all that stuff, right? Looking at it now, I can tell you that class is really good. That 2025 Moment has a bunch of position players that could be impactful all stars.
Yeah.
A lot of
Just
the people that didn't make the cut for 24 Bowman draft, last year's draft, are in it. That Charlie Condon and the Jesus Made and a few other folks. It has about 4 or 5 really solid prospects, like Churio type, like
yeah.
impactful young players. Um, and if you're gonna buy that product, legend has it that you want to get it as soon as possible because, in the theory, I mean, it's anecdotal at best, that Topps front loads the product to market it and promote it and put solid autos up front so people see it on YouTube and they want to buy more and all that stuff. Listen, if I owned a business, I would probably do that. So it's legend. It's anecdotal, but it kind of makes sense. And believe me, Topps knows where those products are. It's not like nothing's random. Uh, so all those
Yeah.
boxes are codified. They know where some of that product is. So I would advise to buy 2025 Bowman. That's my advice because I do think, and also retail has significant chances of autos. Some are paper, and the papers are stickers, but some are chrome on card. Granted, you bet your willy that they're not gonna put a number 25 auto on retail, but you can get a chrome solid prospect auto from Blaster. So I won't knock it. I think the approach that Ron did is buying jumbos. Uh, it's the better value for autos, which is what you want out of this product. Believe me, they are injecting a ton of parallel nonsense into this because now they have pink, magenta, this, sparkle, this, that, all everything. Leopard. They even have like probably like 8 new unnumbered parallels. Because the thing is, to break a product, they want everyone to feel special because they got a leopard skin something, right? That means nothing. What you're looking for, uh, is autos, right?
Yeah.
Autos, and if you get blasters, I mean, it's okay if you get a numbered card, right? But you want autos. So jumbos for the price, I think is much better than hobby. I've looked at the value cheat sheet, sorry, and jumbo is the way to go. If you're looking at parallel per dollar, blasters are the way to go. Hobby's not terrible either. So I would go after that product.
And a
Considering,
couple things to remember.
yeah,
You're buying prospects in this particular thing. You're
right.
not chasing, necessarily chasing your Otani autos. There are a couple stars, a couple rookies, but mainly prospects in this set. There's also a couple of interesting things that come up. There's been some pearl packs pop up for folks. So there's pearl packs, which are a fairly low print run, parallel. They'll show up in a separate pack. And there's another pack. I don't know what it's called. I have to find out. But it has like sunflower seeds and peanuts and different border designs. So there's a couple of special packs out there floating around too that come
Yeah.
in these jumbo and hobby boxes. So those are the only places you're going to see those particular items. So be
So
aware of those.
so to round up my comment as to why, you know, this is the product to go in the sea of nothingness and the sea of bullshit releases. This might be something to go after, particularly in light. And I segue when I say this, uh, particularly in light of the fact that once again it hasn't been confirmed. I was not at the Topps Industry Conference, but I have it from good people that our jewel of a product, Topps Chrome Anniversary, TCPA 2024, has been nixed.
Yeah,
Very
I
upsetting.
heard I heard that as well, but just nobody is really positive saying what are they putting in there. They're saying they're going to an every other year format.
Yes, apparently that's what they're doing, and the product is coming out this year, apparently September, but it is going to be 2025. So they are intentionally deciding to skip on the 2024 rookie class, which has a bunch of people that follow and collect this set very, very upset because this first horizontal design TCPA class with Churio and Merrill and Skeens and everyone else in 2024 was going to be probably the product of the year. Given that the formats it comes in, just blaster and hobby, all all formats produce a lot of autos because there's only two formats. So, and given the strength of that rookie class, people were so, and the fact that it was the first horizontal design of the product, people were so looking forward to it. Uh, so the details are still,
Murky.
obviously murky. It, I mean, honestly, at this point, just based on what we've heard, the best case scenario that we could have, and I doubt it, would be that a few of those players somehow trickle in into 2025. And since it's their first TCPA card, maybe it's a rookie cup, maybe it's a rookie logo in there. I doubt it. Now, not to say that, I mean, they'll be in the product, like Churio, Merrill, Skeens, they'll be in the product. Maybe they'll have, like, Skeens will have a rookie cup card. That might be interesting with an auto. Um, but it's looking like they won't do a rookie logo in that product because it's technically not the rookie year.
Yeah.
Uh, it's really,
Yeah.
really, really disappointing.
Yep. The
Um,
2024 class was so solid rookie wise, so it kind of breaks our heart a little bit.
it breaks our heart a lot. Uh,
Mhm.
it's gonna make me have to go back and buy. Um, in
2023,
in
2022.
no, it's gonna make me go back and buy inflated 2024 Chrome update.
Yeah.
Uh, because that's where those players have Chrome cards, and it's inflated because some of those rookie debuts probably are still out there. Maybe one or two of the big ones, maybe not, but
I've heard there's a couple
it's
out there.
probably a couple. But it's honestly the product that has numbered cards and possibly autos. Are those auto stickers? Remind me. in Chrome Update?
I don't remember. I haven't opened any of it, so I don't remember if I thought they were on card, but
The issue with that product is that it's expensive for what it is. Um,
well,
and so, but I'm gonna have to get on that. Yeah, I'm really disappointed. So going back to the conversation we were having about new releases, in light of the fact that there was no, there apparently won't be any 24 TCPA, which was supposedly coming out in May. Uh, all we have now is Bowman for now.
yep.
Uh, and so I think Topps Chrome comes out in the summer, like right before the National. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
they
have,
like to time that with their. By the
yeah,
way, the other pack that is inserted, you got the Pearl refractor packs that I talked about, and then the other one I didn't know the name of it. It is called the Bowman Variety Pack, and it has gumball, sunflower seed, peanuts, and popcorn refractors in it,
right,
along with autos of each of those. Uh,
right.
exceptions. So
So
that's the fun extra packs if you can get one. Hey, lean into it or turn around and flip it because those will go for some money. People are looking for the Pearl.
a little bit of housekeeping slash plug. Uh, I'm telling you, folks, 2025 Bowman is the product to have and to go after, at least for the next um, couple months, at least 6 weeks, because there's nothing in there. There's nothing Topps flagships that Topps can print that could make me spend a single dime. Not not a Topps Series One, not a Topps Japan, not a Topps UK, not a Topps Mini, not a Topps 3D, not a Chrome Black. Honestly, at this point, even Topps Chrome is gonna be maybe.
Well,
Eh,
here's something to think about with when you're looking for your Bowman product. Obviously, we've talked about the jumbo and the hobby. Megas are out there, but the one thing you got to remember with Megas is the autos are on the Mojo cards; they aren't on the base cards. Whereas if you buy blasters, autos are potentially on the Chrome and regular cards and that, as opposed to just being in Mojo. In the mega packs, mega boxes, you're going to get just plain cards, and
Of course.
and then you'll have the Mojo packs that'll have
No
your good
chances at
stuff in it.
Parallel.
Yeah, no. That's one
Um,
thing to remember if you're looking for that product.
yeah, and
It's
they've
been
they've played
consistent.
around. They've toyed with the content of the packs, but I think that pretty much stands true. Honestly, uh, just go. So again, that's why it was Flash, uh, a admin housekeeping slash plug, because right now we do have um, at Top Satadar, we do have jumbo, a hobby jumbo, a mixer break that has spots in it. Now, granted, it's expensive because this box costs north of $600 now
Yep.
or plus. And so I'm also throwing in their 2024 Topps Heritage High number, which, by the way, again, it's another great product to still go after and store, hold, rip, because that product is loaded with stars and with the right rookie class. So I'm also including a hobby pack, a hobby box of that. Now it's expensive, so what I've also thrown, sorry about that, what I've also thrown out there for folks in our group is that if you prefer, to pack break that rip and ship style, where like you buy a guaranteed pack, I'm open to doing that. I'm open to changing it from a mixer break with 3 random teams per spot to like, hey, just guarantee
Yeah.
yourself 2 heritage high number packs, and and one hobby jumbo pack. I'm open to doing that. But right now,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to filling that because it's a cheaper way of getting some of this product.
Yep. So
And this is
when you're
what
talking
go
about the
after
jumbo, yeah, it
the
makes sure
hobby
people
jumbo.
understand the the jumbo in that particular product. Each pack you're gonna only have 8 packs in a box in jumbo with 28 cards per pack. So you're not just buying
12
a little
packs.
4 pack thing.
12
There's
packs.
20
12 packs.
in the jumbo. I thought there was 8 packs.
12 packs. 12 packs, 3
Oh,
autos
I
per box.
apologize. I apologize. You're right. 28 cards per. I was reading the wrong line here. And 12 packs in a. box. So there's a lot of cards you're going to be getting. The 28 cards is much bigger than the 8 cards in a hobby pack, or in a value box you're getting 12 cards per pack. So this
Yeah.
is 28 cards. It's 3 times the number of cards in a hobby pack. So you've got
And
some
folks,
stuff to look at
this
there.
and folks, this format gives you the highest chances at not only the autos, but the highest chances at some of the. So what Tops has done, again, to peel back and give some context, what Tops has also done that in my opinion is it's positive in this sea of like bullshit new parallels and number shit that people that has no value, is that they have introduced cards, new cards, like new inserts, like stuff that's like unique, um, and valuable, that has value, much like 1990s inserts that people were like, "What is this shit?" And then all of a sudden it looks like, "Oh wait, this is not that. This is pretty short printed. This Ken Griffey 96 whatever insert, like it's you can't find it."
Yeah.
So Soft has done is introduce stuff like that anime product, that insert,
There's the
uh, all
anime
that
and
stuff.
anime kanji variations both.
It
So
may
there's
look, it may sound that it's, uh, I don't know what the right word is, but it's actually valuable, right? And it's short printed and it looks great. They have that
yeah,
highlight series 2, that or whatever it's called, the facsimile of the color blast, something like that. They do have inserts that are highly valuable, and your best shot at those are in the hobby jumbo. So like again,
yep,
that's why I said, if I highly recommend, and Ron does too, that if you are going to go after some product in 2025, at least the first half of the year, I think where you put your money in is in 25 Bowman, and take your shot.
yep,
So if this is something that appeals to you, there's a live event right now looking to be filled. I'll give it a few more days to see if people catch on how good 25 Bowman is, and they start filling it, and they give me their feedback as to whether they want a guaranteed pack, or take your shot with a random 3-team break. So I'll leave it at that. But again, I people, first half of the year there is nothing to buy, nothing,
yeah,
other than maybe 2025 Bowman.
yeah.
And I should say maybe 2025 Bowman looks like a solid product to
It
hold,
it
to
looks.
rip.
I wasn't as high on it as I am now after seeing it being ripped for the last couple of weeks, or for the last week. I've checked out a few people that have said, "Hey, I bought a case of blasters," and the guy had some a great hits out of there. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, that's cool. A couple of people with jumbos going, "Hey, I did good with my jumbo. Here's what I got. I got a spotlight variation. I got an anime variation. There's a bunch of different variations, or inserts you can get. Etched in glass is a great one in there. Absolutely rock star quality on the cards for a change. They really stepped up their game. There's also some die cut ones in there that are creating a little bit of a thing, because there's these die cut cards, yet somebody will eventually pull one that isn't die cut that's supposed to be. So the kind of thought is, well, what happened there? Why isn't this one that's die cut and all the other ones not die
Right.
cut here? Nobody knows if it's a special, or if it's just like I had said in the chat, an uncircumcised card. We just don't know.
And listen, if you're a fan of the show, fan of the channel, and you know us by now, you know that we're not, especially I'm not a Topps apologist. I'll be the first one to say all the shit that Topps pulls and puts out there. So it's coming from a place of like, I'm honest. Like, this is a product to go after. The most similar uh, comp I can think of in terms of type of product is 22 Bowman, that had Ellie, had Churio, and had James Wood first Bowman cards, and autos. Granted, it did not have Churio autos because that came in the next product, 22 Bowman Chrome. But it did have Wood product autos, and it did have Ellie
Yep.
auto. So in terms of like the type of young impact bats, I see a lot of similarities. Now, this is likely an improved product because of the stuff that we just talked about. 22 Bowman, as good as it was, didn't have anime shit, didn't have highlights, didn't have the color blast thing, didn't have this other stuff that could also net you some money. Uh, Maybe you hit it, you don't like it, you don't want it, it's not your thing. Sell it, right? It sells for a good return. So I'll leave it at that. People should
Yeah,
get on this because there's nothing coming out for the next months
yeah.
that should
The
merit your money.
Yeah, the only other thing that we've been spending any money on, and it's just been me, is, I still buy a couple of the Tops Now cards. The concept for Tops Now has changed entirely this last year. They used to have, every once in a while you'd have autos drop. Now you have this look for autos or look for parallels, look for this on this card or that card, now look for the Pope with white smoke behind his head, all kinds of itchy things. I personally am only buying Padres cards this year, so that's kind of changed my methodology of buying on it. It used to be, hey, you could get a little something here, something there, but now it's just gone to nonsense with these chases in there. It has elevated the print counts over 100,000 for the Pope card, so somebody's going to be getting a Pope
That ends
superfractor.
that ends today, by the way. That ends
Yeah,
today. I have a few more hours to decide whether I want to buy a few Pope cards for myself.
yeah.
But great segue. We didn't talk about it because I think we mentioned it. Maybe we haven't talked about it, but at that time we mentioned it. The RTOD Road to Opening Day sets had them shipped. Uh, by now, everyone should have what they ordered. I did decent, and I say segue because I think you're gonna open maybe a new few things
Yeah,
that you got
I've
in the
got
mail.
3 unopened packets. I opened a couple of packages. I was gone for about 8 days, 9 days, so I didn't see everything that came through, but stuff came through. So I've got 3 unopened ones from Tops here.
What the ones that
I
you've opened, you've done pretty well, right?
I've done okay. I've done well. Getting Kershaw was not the ideal guy to hit, but
But you got a cruise, right?
I did get a cruise
Okay,
in the one
that's
set, so
decent.
that was nice. So I've got 3 packages. I think the way to in
While
the
you open that, I'll tell people what I've got thus far. I purchased two Nats, two Dodgers, a Mets, and a what was the other thing? Oh, and a Yankees because
Yankees.
by the time that before the window was closed, we already knew you had a bonus card, which leads me into a subtopic real quick of like what an embarrassing, disappointing bonus card
The,
design that they have chosen. I'm not really looking forward to getting any bonus cards that say bonus on them. That have no gold, nothing. Anyways, I got a Yankees, and my Yankees netted me a 50, a number to 50. J Dom, decent. I'll sell it maybe. Uh, Juan Soto to 99. I got two bullshit Nats, Baker and Mackenzie Gore. The Mackenzie Gore is a number to 10, so at least that's decent.
yeah,
And Dodgers, I hit a
you hit a good one, a Mookie.
a Mookie. I hit a Mookie to 10, and what was the other? A Mookie to 99 or something like that. 199, whatever it is. Um, so Dodgers, I could have done better, but I didn't do. I could have done way worse. Uh, so I ain't too shabby. I wish
Okay,
I had freaking James Wood at least, but
so
or a Cruz. But
yeah, so of these
what you
3
get?
packages, 2 of them were regular Tops Now ones with, and one of the things you'll know this year is
What you get?
it
You got a
says
lucky hit.
lucky hit on this pack, which is the Fernando Tatis. And this was the other Padres one I bought. Also, lucky hit.
Sheesh.
This
Are the
this
print
one
runs
was
that
a
low?
Michael King, so you can set those aside. And then I
Are,
did have my Padres Road to Opening Day set was the third pack. So
hold
we'll
on,
go
but
ahead.
are those cards, those lucky hit ones, were the print runs like really low or what?
I would assume the King one was. Nobody would want that as much as
Did
they
you
would want
order
a
what? You
Tatis.
ordered 5 or what? Or a couple
I ordered
or what?
10 packs, 10 packs because it
10
cost me
packs?
$20 after a $40 coupon. So
Oh, okay. Good
this
deal.
is a Padres road to opening day set.
Let's see what we got. What are the options here? A bunch of options?
They had several. Oops, let's get back on here. They had
No
several
worries.
options. I don't remember the entirety, but there's no rookies in this one to be
Oh,
had.
that's true. Let's hope
So
for a
let's go.
banger. Let's hope for an orange.
Yeah,
I'm feeling a number to 25.
number to 25 would be very, very nice. Let's see what we get here. So go ahead and spill them off here. We start on the top with our our Manny Machado, and then back it goes through the stack, and the last card in the stack is the parallel, and I'm very happy already. I'll have to turn around to
Oh,
see. It looks like it's a
amazing.
gold.
50?
It's a gold to 50, 35 of 50.
Ah,
So there we go. We did get a nice one hit for us.
nice. And that picture's pretty awesome. That's a pretty
Yeah,
good picture.
I like that he's out there signing stuff. We'll just hit these other two really quick.
By the way,
I'm
that car would be awesome to get it signed.
yeah.
Auto the auto.
Okay, so
This.
this is the oh, this is right on top. In the Tatis pack, it's a gold to 50 right on top.
Oh my God! Right on.
Um
It's a gold
and
themed episode.
yeah, let's see what the now Michael King got his for getting a complete game. Last year, a complete game got you a bonus card. But this year they eliminated that.
What you
Yeah, see
get?
these don't come wrapped.
That print has got to be small. You got to at least get a 50.
Oh, okay, so
No?
it starts off with a 10.
10 black. Those black look nice, I gotta say.
Oh, double hit.
2?
25.
I told you 25. Man, that's
That's
when you
your
know the print
orange.
run was low.
Yeah, I figured it would be, but it was such an amazing feat to watch him do that. I was completely taken during that game, and the reason that Topps puts out these cards is to savor and recapture those moments. Having him do that a complete game, it's just so unheard of anymore. Unless a guy's throwing a no
Dude,
hitter,
that's gonna be
they
awesome.
pull him
That's gonna
out.
be a good tip for you to negotiate because I'm sure you may want to keep one or maybe I know there's so many Padres fans that would trade you something nice for that.
Yeah.
You could have hit a 99 and you hit a freaking 50 and a 10. I mean
Oh, that one.
25 and
That
a.
was a 10 and a 25 for the King, and then a 50 for the Tatis, and a 50 for the Merrill. So I'm a happy boy. And again, when you pull the slips this year, at you could tell right away. I know that on some of the sets, it was very difficult to tell. Um, we bought a set of this one, the pitchers, 3 pitchers, and it said lucky hit. I went through the stack, didn't see a numbered card in there anywhere. Come to find out, the kanji
Image,
version,
the
it
kanji.
was the kanji version. I wasn't looking at the type fonts on there, so that was the
That was sweet.
variation in this one. And I still need to send you one of these. So
I appreciate that. Now, listen, I'm sure that, let me tell you, I mean, you may want to get rid of it now or later. I'm sure that kanji version sells for a pretty penny.
it,
It
it
wouldn't surprise me it's in the 2 to 300s.
yeah, that
I
would be a
mean, you're not
surprise.
a
That
Dodger fan,
that
really. I mean,
surprised me.
I would, if that car was, again, this is my take. If that car was mine, I would sell it.
Yeah.
Roki could be good, but he could also be like, you know, the next what was his name? The pitcher guy, the Hidoki something, the Yankees that did okay for 2 years but disappeared
Oh,
into
it wasn't Hideki Nomo.
or
But
no, the
I
other
know who
guy.
you mean. Yeah.
It could be, you never know.
Matsui was a strong. He wasn't a pitcher, but I
It's so
remember
no,
the guy
they had, but
you're talking about. That was
they had a Japanese star
yep.
pitcher that pitched well for 2 years and then like
Yeah,
disappeared.
I remember the guy coming in saying, I won't play for anyone but the Yankees."
So like, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. They're young. Both Yamamoto and Roki are young. But if someone offers me a $300 for a Topps Now card of them three, I'm selling. But that's just me. Roki has been dropped in my fantasy league, which I find ridiculously reactive and ridiculously premature. But he was dropped. I'm debating whether to use a waiver wire claim on him. He is stinking it up though. Like he is really stinking it up.
He
Uh,
had one good start, and all you would see on MLB is how great Roki is.
yeah,
You
so
know,
we'll
it's
see
like,
about that. But man, I think we've covered a bunch of topics. I think we're at a good
yep,
point where we can let our people
yeah.
go and hop on. We promise to see if well, we don't promise. Maybe we can get it on later this week to get back on schedule. But what else, Ron?
One quick note. So, a couple of things to look out for is if you're debating buying product and you want some advice, just drop us a line. Let us know, or join. You know, we have our Tops After Dark group that's on Discord where we're discussing cards of different things and where your value plays are on a constant basis. So, if you're interested, reach out to Jorge to become part of that Discord group. It's a great place to get facts and information on cards and drops. We shared some things this week in there, like the fact that I had met a guy who was a Gary V fanatic, and after meeting him, I knew how much these guys were fanatical. So when they dropped those a while ago, I was lucky enough to score some on the pre-order. Turned around, and we were able to make some money on those. Fairly easily and quickly. So we're always watching for value plays like that where you can make some money outside of the baseball stuff. The majority of our focus though is on baseball or guiding you not to buy product that's being dropped. Like the Bowman used Sapphire the other day. We were stay off
Yeah.
that product,
We
you
have
know.
good information always on checklists, on number of boxes that are being printed. We have a lot of folks that are really good at running the back of the math. What is it called? The back. What's the
Back of the
term?
napkin.
Back of the
Back of the
napkin
napkin.
math on how many boxes you should expect and this and that price even before product gets formally released. So yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea to first join us on Tops After Dark. First, join us on YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed, and we'll let you go.
Thank you. Happy
All
Mother's
right.
Day to all the mothers out there.
Happy Mother's Day. Until the next one. Jorge Prospector, Ron Bartley. We're out.